Easy money. American Puritans and the Invention of Modern Currency. By Dror Goldberg. Published by the University of Chicago Press.
For we must consider that we shall be a city upon a hill. The eyes of all people are upon us. John Winthrop, Governor of the Massachusetts Bay Company, 1630. In this extremity they presently found out an expedient, which may serve as an example for any people in other parts of the world, whose distresses may call for a sudden supply of money to carry them through any important expedition. Cotton Mather, pastor in Boston, 1697.
Preface. This book is part of an inquiry into the nature and origin of the currency of nations. Currency is the thing with which we casually buy everything, be it a good like a pizza or a service like a taxi ride. By modern currency, I refer to the currency of the early 21st century, a government-issued object that has no intrinsic value, token coin, bill, or the upcoming central bank digital currency, that is not a legal claim to any intrinsically valuable commodity such as gold, and whose only legal support is being legal tender for debts and taxes in a state or a federation. My original interest in this topic was provoked long ago, when the last thing on my mind was writing a book about colonial America. I learned in high school about Germany's hyperinflation and its presumed causal relation to World War II. I learned this in Israel, where the story was of special significance, and I learned this at a time when Israel was experiencing its own triple-digit inflation. The puzzle that intrigued me later was very basic. Why do people keep accepting the government's money when it loses value so quickly? Actually, why do they accept it at all, even with low inflation, when it is no longer related to gold? Approaching a businessman who had produced and sold bicycles in Israel during that high inflation, I asked, "Dad, why did you agree to accept Israeli money at all back then?" He replied that there were things he could not do in Israel, with other currencies such as the ever-popular United States dollar, the chief of which was paying taxes. The only effective anchor of the beaten shekel was its status as the only legal tender for taxes in Israel. That was enough to maintain demand for a bad asset, and thus enable the government to practice inflationary money printing. What a brilliant and dangerous device. This idea already appeared briefly in Economics' most famous book, Adam Smith.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?